I'm Linsay Duncan, and like you, I'm a friend of Lyreco. Lyreco, thank you for inviting me to be a part of your... Oh, is that better? Yeah. Hurrah. What a launch event. Good turnout, good venue. I love the speech bubbles, and I will be trying to pinch one later. So, a little bit about me. For the last 20 years, I've been a marketer. I've worked for some corporates, SunGard, Mintel International, QAS. I've led international teams. I rolled my sleeves up and built a marketing function for a startup business. And for the last 9 years, I've been working with a whole array of B2B businesses through my own marketing consultancy or allies. And there's one thing that's rung true across all of these experiences, regardless of the company size or type, that's been key to me doing a good job and to me doing good marketing. And that's been knowing how to get sales and marketing aligned. So it feels like sales and marketing alignment and good team alignment probably shouldn't be something we're talking about in relation to the future of business, right? We all get why these teams need to work better together, but by and large, in B2C, but even more so in B2B, there's still a massive gap. Rarely do I walk into a business and think, yep, they're nailing it, they've got sales and marketing alignment sorted. And quite often, it's some really fundamental basics that are being overlooked. And that's going to be the focus of my talk for the next 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to share some insights, some really practical takeaways you can get going with tomorrow to help get your teams more aligned. I'm not going to be talking about specific strategies or tools and technology, otherwise we'll be here all night. I'm going to be talking about the people side of things. Without the people side of things working, you can have the most robust strategy, the most sophisticated technology in place, but it won't work if the people side of things isn't working too. So you're going to hear me mention a company called Experian QAS quite a lot. You all know what they do. You've used their products millions of times. 20 years ago, they were the market leader in address management software. So that dinky piece of software where you type in a postcode and a house name and it pulls back your full address. I had the good fortune of joining this business during a period of really interesting growth, and that proved to be a really formative part of my career. So why am I going to wang on about a business that I was at 15 years ago? Well, I, along with them, with the business, was about to undergo a massive overhaul of sales and marketing. It was one that you could directly attribute to revenue growth, and one from which, learnings from which I take with me to every business I work with now. So I was about a year or so into my role as partner campaign manager there. There was a team of about 15 of us. It was a pretty big division when our new boss joined. A very accomplished, fiercely ambitious and bold marketing director from New Zealand with a vision. She set out to build the most accountable, sales-focused marketing division ever. And she knew that to do this, she needed to have sales on her side with the same shared vision. So what did she do first to make this happen? Well, she went over and sat with the girls and the guys that were smashing the telephones hard in the telesales team. And she sat and listened to their calls. She listened to the questions they were being asked. She listened to the questions they were asking. She looked at what they were being measured on, at the processes, the sales process. She got into their world. Then she went and did the same with the London team. She got out on the road with the direct sales guys, meeting clients and prospects face to face, joining their team meetings. She did the same with the national sales teams, with the vertical teams, the partner teams. You get the point, right? So by asking good questions and spending time with them and getting to know their world, she got to understand the sales processes, and just doing that alone got her really good creds and helped her build rapport with the teams. And she was taking all of this intel back to us in the marketing team and showing us how we could apply that to our marketing campaigns and do a better job. So I'm fast forwarding over quite a lot of really important groundwork that was done here. But what this all boils down to is she was getting some really crucial runs on the board. So when she went to the CEO and the sales director and the heads of sales and said, this is how sales and marketing alignment should look like, and this is what it will mean 1, 3, 5 years from now. Well, guess what? They were on board, they got it, they were bought in. And then the real magic started to happen. It was like a waterfall effect. This beautifully articulated vision started from the top, came through the sales and marketing director, the heads, the managers, and it was shared with consistent language all the way through down the teams. Every sales and marketer getting absolute clarity on the part they had to play and how they had to work together to make that happen. So what? So what's the big deal here? Well, I've seen a lot of companies kick off sales and marketing initiatives, maybe from sales, maybe from marketing. And when it hasn't had support from above and the senior leadership team, there's never the same drive behind it. And the results are never quite so impactful. So my takeaway number one is sales and marketing alignment needs a vision. It needs someone driving it from above. It needs to be shared consistently through every layer of the business so that every salesperson, every marketing person is absolutely clear on the part they play and how they have to work together to make that happen. So I don't need to tell you smart people that to make a vision tangible, you need objectives and measures. So what does good look like for sales and marketing alignment? Well, I hate to say this, and apologies to anyone in the room that is doing more sophisticated things here, but particularly in B2B, marketing is still, on the whole, given most recognition for, rewarded for, acknowledged for the work they do around new business and lead gen. And sales are pretty much measured on taking those leads and turning them into sales and revenue. Bear with me, these are really important measures for every business, but we can do better than this. Imagine, every month, sales and marketing sit in a room and marketing asks the question, that last batch of leads, what was it like? What were they like? What happened? What conversations did you have? Where did they go? Which weren't good? Tell me about the quality. Really open and honest conversation. No one being precious, pride put aside. Learnings flow, good and bad, and it all gets fed into the next round of planning. And guess what? Things improve. Lead quality improves. That's a win-win. That's what good can look like. So we can go another step further here for those of you who can measure more than leads. So imagine marketing are made more accountable for the work they do to help convert more leads, nurture, grow clients, retain clients. So I know businesses are measuring this kind of stuff, but by and large, there's not as much onus put on these areas, nor are sales expected to invest time to work with marketing to make that happen. So these measures directly impact the success of sales. So guess what? When marketing is made more accountable and is measured more around that, together with sales, more knowledge sharing happens and good things happen off the back of that. It's a win-win. That's what good can look like. So this information flow, I'm talking a lot about marketing and learning from sales. It's a two-way thing though. Sales, for this to work, sales need to be regularly feeding insights from the front line back to marketing. They also need to have a really good view of what's going on in marketing so that when they're talking to customers and prospects, they know what touch points they might have had. And there's something interesting about data quality to think about here too. I'm sure there are some marketers in the room here who are relying on having good quality data in their CRM to segment and profile and run really smart campaigns. Well, you're often relying on good data going into the CRM from your sales teams. We did something pretty interesting at QAS. So we were all about data quality. So we decided that there were some fields, some records that we absolutely had to have about any person going onto the CRM. So every month, at the end of the month, any salesperson who'd entered new contact records on there, if those fields weren't complete, well, their sales commission was held back until they were. Guess what? That worked a treat. So it's not always about the numbers, it's not always about leads and conversion. But if you have a business initiative where you really need sales and marketing to work together, then my advice here, I guess my point is, make both teams accountable and have clear joined measures of success so everyone's clear on what that win-win looks like. Something else to consider, I'm quite a big fan of visibility. It's not uncommon for sales teams to have whiteboards with their annual, quarterly, monthly targets up there. Same for marketing. Why not have a whiteboard where your shared monthly, quarterly objectives are up there? No hiding, shared accountability, everyone on the same ship, heading in the same direction, teaming up and getting close. It's pretty essential to making all of this stuff work. So like our boss, we all went out on the road, joined team meetings, did all of that good stuff. Observing, listening, it's priceless. First-hand experience of objections, the handshakes, the wins. It helped us understand the world of a customer, and it also helped us understand sales day to day. Flip that around. Let sales see how marketing is reliant on good information coming from the front line, and how that's fed into campaigns and ends up driving results. That shared understanding of one another's world works wonders. So something really obvious about getting close, proximity. Think about where your teams are in the building. If you have the luxury of both teams sitting in the same office, well, why not shift things around so that they're closer to one another, next to one another? No brainer, right? It makes communication much easier. You don't have to hide behind email. Just pop over to their desk and have a chat. It's much easier to just absorb one another's environment too. So, integrating team meetings will massively support any team alignment initiative you're running. It sounds really obvious, but having sales and marketing meetings where you regularly meet together, you're part of one another's agenda, will absolutely underpin good team alignment. Schedule this in regularly and make it happen. So how it worked at QAS was every marketer was assigned to a certain area of sales. So they were part of every single sales meeting. And also over the course of the year, we made our way around other sales teams' meetings. So we had a really good overview of what was going on. And we constantly shared that with one another. And we found a smart way of bringing marketing into our meetings and forums so they understood our world too. It was a brilliant learning experience for both teams. So I've seen businesses with robust plans in place and all the best intentions, but where that process side of things has stayed the same, so marketing meetings still happen over here, sales meetings still happen over here, well, there's never quite the same pace and I do not see the same results. All right, there's some fun stuff. Get out of the office, make some social stuff happen, quit the work chat. Book in regular get-togethers, coffees, get pastries into the office, breakfast, lunch. Informal time to bond is so important as part of your sales and marketing alignment. If book clubs, something that might work for your business, a client of mine is doing something really cool. So for about a year now, they've been trying to better align two teams. So every 2 months, they get together. They've picked a theme that they're interested in. They often choose a topic that's around their client's world. It helps them all better understand their clients. Everyone reads a different book around that theme. They get together in the pub, line up some beers, they give one another a download of the book they've read and some of the interesting learnings they've had. And sometimes that stuff gets taken back to the office. It's really nice, relaxed time together, getting to know one another through good books. Of all of these things, this is by far the most important thing. It's really important after all that hard work to go out, celebrate the successes. There's nothing better than chinking glasses in the local pub on a Friday after hearing that you've just had a big shared win. Without doubt, the bonding that happens in the pub, that happens over book club or coffees, it will translate to better alignment back at the office. So allowing time for this to happen, along with the meetings, gives those all-important relationships a much better chance to grow without the restraints that there are back at the office. In the spirit of tonight's Future of Business theme, there's another positive you could look forward to if you get your team alignment right. It's one I've experienced since I left QAS. When you build good, productive working relationships like this, you take them with you. So despite QAS being sold to Experian 15 years ago, I know many people that still work together and that have moved one another from business to business over the years. I know many social groups that still get together. In fact, just last month, we had a big reunion. 170 of us got together, got hammered, reminisced, and it was wonderful. And I also have a really good group of professionals from that period, a really close group that I know I can lean on when I have a business challenge that I'm struggling with, and that's priceless. And for the record, I've also lost count of the weddings and babies that happened as a result of this happy period, which I mean is the ultimate collaboration, right? So let me briefly sum up for all of you. Sales and marketing alignment is most effective when you've got a shared vision coming from the top, being reinforced at every level, down through your teams, everyone clear on the part they play. Working out what shared goals, accountability and success will look like will really pay off and support that collaborative working, everyone aiming for the same win. Integrating team working, so that's the meeting stuff, the social stuff, and making that happen regularly underpins good team collaboration. And if you can harness all of that good relationship building stuff, it will pay off in terms of performance further down the line. I hope that some of these insights might help some of you feel like you can get going with sales and marketing alignment tomorrow, and that some of you might get going with some of the simple stuff back in the office. Thank you for listening. I hope to speak to many of you later. Enjoy the rest of the evening.